The country actually wanted you there. In a world where borders are closing, these 10 countries are doing something revolutionary. They're offering instant citizenship, or something very close to it, to foreigners in 2025. No more 10-year wait. No endless bureaucracy. Just a chance to belong fast. Some offer it for heritage, others for money, and a few just want you to help rebuild a population. But there's always a twist. Stay tuned as we uncover the 10 countries where foreigners get instant citizenship in 2025 and the real story behind it. Let's begin with Argentina, the land of tango, Patagonia, and passion. But what most people don't know is that it's also one of the most accessible countries in the world when it comes to citizenship. In Argentina, you can apply for full citizenship after living in the country for just 2 years, not 5, not 10, but 2. And here's the kicker. You don't need permanent residency first. As long as you've maintained legal residence, even temporary, for 730 days, you qualify to apply. That's because Argentina's citizenship law isn't based on bureaucracy. It's based on judicial discretion. You don't apply to an immigration officer. You petition a federal judge directly. In 2025, a wave of reforms has made this even smoother. The new digital case tracking system now lets you monitor your citizenship application online. And provincial courts are being trained to process applications faster and more consistently. This is how it works. 1. You enter Argentina legally, usually with a tourist visa or student visa. 2. You stay in the country for 2 continuous years, with any legal status. 3. After those 2 years, you file a petition for citizenship through the federal court system. 4. If approved, you take a quick civil oath, and boom, you're an Argentine citizen with a passport that offers visa-free access to over 170 countries. Unlike most countries, Argentina doesn't require permanent residency. A language test helps, especially Spanish, but not legally. A large financial investment. A renunciation of your previous citizenship. Argentina fully allows dual citizenship. In fact, Argentina welcomes immigrants. Around 25% of its population are either immigrants or children of immigrants, mostly from Italy, Spain, Paraguay, Bolivia, Venezuela, and now more and more from Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. Argentina also doesn't limit citizenship based on income or employment. Whether you're a student, digital nomad, retiree, or entrepreneur, the door is open. In 2025, Argentina introduced the Rural Revival Visa to attract remote workers and professionals to underpopulated regions like Córdoba, Mendoza, and Patagonia. These applicants now receive citizenship priority through faster rural federal courts. Additionally, the government is testing a digital residency ID to streamline immigration, tax, and citizenship processes by managing all documents online. Important warnings. Although Argentina's law allows citizenship after 2 years, judges may ask for additional proof like leases or bank records. Long absences during this period can reset your eligibility, and since the process goes through the courts, having a local lawyer can boost your chances. This citizenship is best suited for digital nomads, Afro-descendants seeking cultural reconnection entrepreneurs, families wanting dual citizenship, and retirees looking for affordability and quality healthcare. Number 2 is St. Kitts and Nevis. Welcome to St. Kitts and Nevis, a twin-island Caribbean paradise known for its lush landscapes, volcanic peaks, and colonial charm. But beyond the beaches lies one of the oldest and most trusted citizenship by investment programs in the world. Since launching in 1984, this program has turned the country into a global hotspot for economic migration. And in 2025, it's faster, more transparent, and more secure than ever. Now, this is how it works. Through the new Sustainable Island State Contribution (SISC) fund, introduced as part of a broader economic transformation initiative, foreign investors can secure citizenship in as little as 3 to 6 months. The minimum non-refundable contribution is $250,000 for a single applicant and higher for families. This donation directly supports national sustainability, renewable energy, and infrastructure development across the islands. No interviews, no language tests. No physical residency required. You don't even need to visit the country. Everything can be done remotely through an authorized local agent. Now, these are perks of the passport. Visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 150 countries, including the UK, EU Schengen area, Singapore, and Hong Kong. Full rights of citizenship, including the ability to pass citizenship to children and future generations. Dual citizenship is allowed, and the country does not share your citizenship status with other governments. No global income, inheritance, or capital gains tax. In response to international pressure and evolving global regulations, the Street Kits and Nevis CBI unit introduced enhanced due diligence requirements in 2023, further strengthened in 2025. Now all applicants must go through mandatory multi-tier background checks conducted by internationally accredited firms. These reforms have increased global confidence in the program, reduced fraudulent applications, and secured visa-free access to Europe even as other Caribbean CBI programs face scrutiny. St. Kitts and Nevis is now recognized as having the most robust and transparent CBI framework in the Caribbean, and it's ideal for high net worth individuals seeking a Plan B passport, entrepreneurs looking for greater mobility, families wanting generational security, crypto investors, citizens of countries with travel restrictions or political instability. But you must note these important considerations. The donation is non-refundable. It's a contribution to the state, not an investment you can recover. Additional fees apply for due diligence, processing, and dependents, spouse, children, parents. You must use an authorized local agent to apply. Direct applications are not accepted. If your application is denied, for example, due to a criminal record, no refund is issued. The third country is Turkey. Turkey is the only country in the world that straddles two continents, offers a unique path to citizenship. Whether you're drawn to its historic cities, vibrant culture, or geopolitical power, Turkey's citizenship by investment program might be your gateway. In 2025, Turkey remains one of the fastest countries to grant economic citizenship, and it doesn't require language proficiency, interviews, or long-term residency. How it works: through the Turkish Real Estate Investment Program, foreigners can obtain full Turkish citizenship by investing at least $400,000 in residential or commercial real estate. The property must be held for a minimum of 3 years, and the process typically takes 3 to 6 months from start to finish. This makes Turkey one of the few major economies offering direct citizenship without lengthy residency or background interviews. In 2025, Turkey's government introduced a new Tech Fast Track citizenship option aimed at attracting foreign tech founders, startup investors, and digital nomads. Entrepreneurs who establish a tech startup in Turkey, employ at least 5 Turkish nationals, and show economic contribution through innovation or exports can now receive citizenship approval in under 4 months, even without buying property. This initiative is part of the Istanbul Innovation Corridor, which is positioning Turkey as a hub for blockchain, fintech, and AI startups in Eurasia. This is what you get as a Turkish citizen: a powerful passport with visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 110 countries, including Japan, South Korea, and most of Latin America. Full access to Turkey's universal healthcare and education system. Eligibility to apply for an E2 investor visa in the U.S., since Turkey has a treaty with the U.S. The right to live, work, and invest without restrictions across all 81 Turkish provinces. However, voting rights and military exemptions may not apply to naturalized citizens, depending on how citizenship was acquired. Important considerations: the property must be officially appraised and registered with the Turkish Land Registry. Not all real estate qualifies. Only approved, newly built, and properly titled properties are eligible. You cannot sell the property for at least 3 years without risking revocation of your citizenship. Your name must be on the deed, and the purchase must be made in full, no loans. Additional costs include legal fees, notary fees, property taxes, and VAT varies based on the region. It's ideal for investors seeking citizenship in a G20 country, entrepreneurs in tech, logistics, or crypto, families wanting access to European-style education and medical care, global nomads looking for a geopolitical base with business potential, Muslims seeking residence in a culturally familiar yet modern society. With its strategic location, rich culture, and open-door investment policies, Turkey offers one of the most practical and powerful second passports in the world today. Whether you're an investor looking to diversify or a tech founder seeking global reach, this may be your best-kept secret to citizenship and opportunity. In a world of waiting lists and endless requirements, Turkey hands you the keys in months, not years. Number 4 on the list is Uruguay. Tucked between Brazil and Argentina lies Uruguay, a small, peaceful country with big citizenship advantages. Known for its progressive politics, stable democracy, and 100% renewable electricity, Uruguay is Latin America's most under-the-radar option for fast-track citizenship. Uruguay's naturalization law is written into its constitution, and it's one of the most immigrant-friendly on the continent. If you're married or have a family, you can apply for citizenship after just 2 years of residence. If you're single, the timeline is 3 years. And unlike most countries, Uruguay does not require continuous, full-time physical presence. You can travel abroad as long as your center of life is based in Uruguay, meaning things like a rental contract, utility bills, a tax ID, or a bank account. What makes it instant? In 2025, Uruguay launched a smart rural relocation plan, offering tax exemptions for digital nomads and entrepreneurs settling in rural towns, fast-track citizenship processing for foreign families who buy or lease land, access to free public health care and subsidized education from preschool to university. These incentives make it easier than ever to build a life in Uruguay quickly and gain citizenship in just 2 to 3 years total. The passport benefits include: with an Uruguayan passport, you'll get visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 150 countries, including the EU Schengen area, UK, Russia, and parts of Asia. It's one of the strongest passports in Latin America. Uruguay also recognizes dual citizenship, doesn't tax foreign income, and has no wealth tax on overseas assets, making it a top choice for global nomads. Note that you'll need to show proof of integration like a rental, a job, school enrollment, or even gym memberships. The process is handled by civil courts, not immigration officers. Hiring a local lawyer improves your chances significantly. Citizenship is not automatic. You apply after meeting the criteria, and a judge must approve it, though rejections are rare for legal residents. If you're looking for a peaceful, welcoming, and constitutionally guaranteed path to citizenship, Uruguay is a hidden jewel. For families, remote workers, or retirees, it might just be the fastest and most flexible route to a second passport in the entire Western Hemisphere. Number 5. Ireland. What if your grandparents could give you an EU passport, even if they're no longer with us? In Ireland, that's not a dream, it's a legal reality. The country's Foreign Births Register (FBR) makes it possible to become a citizen through bloodline, without ever having lived or even visited the Emerald Isle. This is how citizenship by descent works. If your parent or grandparent was born in Ireland and you were born outside the country, you can claim Irish citizenship by descent and receive a passport that gives you full EU rights. The process is done entirely through the Foreign Births Register, operated by Ireland's Department of Foreign Affairs. And as of 2025, the process has become even more accessible. You can submit and track your application fully online. Supporting documents can be uploaded digitally, with in-person visits rarely required. And you no longer need to go through your local consulate. Everything is handled centrally through a new online citizenship portal. Now who can apply, and what will you need? You qualify if your parent was born in Ireland, automatic eligibility. Your grandparent was born in Ireland. You can qualify if you register. Your parent registered through FBR before you were born, and you're the next generation. Required documents: your full birth certificate, your parent or grandparent's birth certificate from Ireland, marriage certificates, where applicable, a government-issued photo, ID, proof of address, and a clean background check. Once approved, you're considered an Irish citizen from the moment your registration is completed. Descent allowed include parent or grandparent born in Ireland. Residency not required. Processing time 6 to 9 months. EU passport, yes. The 2025 upgrade include 100% online portal, digital uploads, no consulate visit. Why this passport matters. The Irish passport is ranked among the top 5 in the world. It grants full EU citizenship, including freedom to live, work, or retire in 27 European countries. Access to high-quality healthcare and public education anywhere in the EU. Visa-free travel to 190-plus countries, including the US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and all of Latin America. And best of all, Ireland allows dual citizenship with almost every country in the world, with no restrictions on voting, owning property, or passing citizenship to your children, as long as they're registered before birth. Important warnings and clarifications. You must apply before your children are born if you want to pass on citizenship through the FBR line. You cannot apply through great-grandparents unless your parent or grandparent already registered before your birth. Be patient. Though faster in 2025, FBR applications can still take 6 to 9 months. If your documents are inconsistent, such as name spelling, missing certificates, your application may be delayed or rejected. Whether you're tracing your roots, seeking freedom of movement, or just want the power of an EU passport in your pocket, Ireland's Citizenship by Descent program is one of the most generous, accessible, and respected on earth. And now, with 2025's full digital upgrade, claiming your heritage has never been easier. All it takes is blood, proof, and a bit of Irish luck. Number 6 on the list is Dominica. Welcome to Dominica, not to be confused with the Dominican Republic. This is the nature island of the Caribbean, a land of towering mountains, volcanic hot springs, boiling lakes, and ancient rainforests untouched by mass tourism. But beyond its natural beauty, Dominica is making waves on the global stage for something else. One of the most affordable, secure, and straightforward paths to second citizenship anywhere in the world. Through its Citizenship by Investment program, CIP, launched in 1993 and now ranked among the top globally, a non-refundable government donation of $100,000 to the country's Economic Diversification Fund, EDF, can unlock full citizenship in just 3 to 4 months. There are no residency requirements, no interviews, no travel obligations. You don't even have to visit the island, although many investors do and end up falling in love. The country is English-speaking, democratically governed, and free of armed conflict. It's also one of the few Caribbean nations that has resisted overdevelopment, preserving its ecological integrity and indigenous identity. Dominica is the only country in the region where the Kalinago people, the island's first inhabitants, still live on legally recognized tribal land. The country celebrates its cultural blend of African, European, and indigenous traditions, and actively promotes ecotourism, geothermal energy, and climate resilience. And with a Dominican passport, you'll gain visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 140 countries, including the United Kingdom, the entire Schengen zone, Singapore, Hong Kong, South Korea, many nations in Central and South America, and the Caribbean. This makes it one of the most globally mobile passports in its class. And it gets better. Dominica's citizenship program allows you to include your spouse, children under 30, unmarried siblings under 25, and even dependent parents or grandparents for an additional contribution. You can also opt for the real estate route, investing at least $200,000 in a government-approved property, which you must hold for a minimum of 3 years. This option opens the door to luxury eco-resorts, boutique villas, and beachfront properties in high-demand tourist zones, allowing you to benefit from rental income while securing your citizenship. Dominica is also a top choice for wealth preservation. With no personal income tax on foreign income, no capital gains tax, and no inheritance tax, it's a legitimate tax-efficient jurisdiction for high-net-worth individuals and entrepreneurs. So whether you're a digital nomad seeking global freedom, a family seeking a second home, or an investor looking for a smart geopolitical hedge, Dominica delivers. Number 7. Brazil. Brazil doesn't offer a citizenship by investment program, but what it offers may be even more valuable. Under Brazil's immigration law, if you have a Brazilian-born child, you're eligible to apply for permanent residency immediately. And after just 1 year of residency, you can apply for full Brazilian citizenship. Yes, just 1 year. Not 5. Not 10. Just 12 months of legal residency. And there's no language test, no cultural exam, and no interview panel. This path is protected by Article 12 of the Brazilian Constitution and reaffirmed by Brazil's new migration law. It doesn't matter if the child is born before or after you arrive. What matters is that the child is a citizen by birth and you're fulfilling your parental responsibilities. This makes Brazil one of the most accessible countries on earth for family-based naturalization. It's a compassionate, human-centered policy designed to keep families together, regardless of their financial status